Goldsby Family Cemetery, Lucy, Tennessee, May 8, 2010. Here it is, for those who've never seen it. I just cut it. It's pretty growed up, even though it was cleaned out 6 weeks ago. This is Robert Rembert Goldsby, who died in 1927. The whole family of Terrell Thomas Goldsby, or Thomas Terrell it is, not the famous Terrell Thomas, but Thomas Terrell is buried right here. His son George and his other son over there, Robert Rembert, I just showed you, and his wife's in here somewhere, and my guess is right there. Even though there's no concrete block placed down there, it's further apart. That would be Virginia Rembert Goldsby, and his son George, and like I said, Robert Rembert buried right there. Now, Thomas Terrell was killed accidentally in a gunshot accident. He was hunting, I believe, if I remember right, in Mississippi. Then here is the only non-Goldsby headstone in the place. It's right here. It's Lewis. It's a baby Williams. It was, I believe it was Emma Goldsby and Lewis Williams' first child. Now, we'll move on down the cemetery here. It's 150 feet long and 38 feet wide, as you can see. It's a pretty big place. It's all fenced in. It's the second fence that I know of. I found the post from the earlier fence, which leads me to believe there's more graves in here than what you're seeing, because one, I have documented evidence of some of it, and two, why would you build a cemetery this big and not have about a dozen graves in it? Anyway, you go down here. Here's the Terrell Thomas Goldsby, the first one to come here with his brother Miles, about 1820. He would take a few years, depends on who you believe. We don't know for sure. First wife right there, my great-great-grandmother, Sidney Keziah. I love that name, Goldsby. Died here in 1860, currently. And somebody apparently removed her stone some time ago. And Billy Venable and family, I think Margaret Miracle and them replaced this back in the 80s or so, somewhere around there. So she has a modern stone now. And I found record that she had a footstone like everybody else does, but it is gone. So somebody took that too. Anyway, there's Terrell Thomas, who has the smallest, probably next to the smallest headstone in the whole place, but yet he was the first one here, and this was all his at one time, so go figure. And then here's his second wife after our great-grandmother died, and this is Mary. He married her, and she died right before the 1900s. And here's Solomon Jennings Jr., who is Solomon Jennings and Lucinda's child. He died early in life, and is buried here. Yes, you can tell the footstone's pretty close. And we'll move on down. We have a vacancy here with not many graves at all. One thing we notice as we walk along, there are some giant old cedar trees in this place, along with some monster oaks, like that one. Yeah, forgive me for twisting the camera. Anyway, we move on down. This is my great-grandmother, Molly Stovall Goldsby, of whom we can't find anything about beyond her. Where she came from was Mississippi, and that's about all I know. But this is Molly. Then we go back here, and we have, like I said, some monster cedars that have been here for 100 years or better. Oh, no telling how many Goldsbys have walked under these trees. We walk back here in the far northeast corner, and we have William Thomas Goldsby, the oldest son of Sidney Keziah and Terrell Thomas, along with his wife Martha Thomas. Then also we can go right here, and there's old Solomon Jennings, who seemed to be a character, because you find his name all over the place when you're doing a little research on the family. Solomon was something else, and like I said, his younger son's buried up there in the front corner, and he had two wives. Lucinda, who died about the same year or two difference between her and my great-grandmother over there, who is Molly, but where's her grave? They buried Molly in here, and they buried him in here, and their younger son over there, my guess is Lucinda's right in here. His second wife, Rosa, I may be totally wrong, but she's possibly here too, but she lived into the 1900s. She could be buried somewhere else, but I don't know. Nobody knows. The people that know now are long gone. Most of them are in Big Creek Cemetery or right here. And some of us failed to get that information before it was too late. And there's no record of it that we can find. Anyway, this is the Goldsby Family Cemetery. Wind's blowing through the trees, fresh cut. There's an old raggedy truck. On a pretty day before Mother's Day in 2010. We'll walk back this way for what it's worth. Get another view. We'll walk over this way towards the gate by Sydney and Terrell and Mary and Solomon Jr. Take one last look down towards Molly and Debbie T and Martha and Solomon. And we'll walk out the gate. Let's turn around, look down the fence. I'll shut her up. And the old home place was actually right over there, from what I understand anyway. I have no proof of it other than I've been told. Let me back out of here and you might can see it.